Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of the Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz for today, Thursday, December 15th. Not a lot going on in the NFL as the Cowboys prepare for the Jaguars on Sunday. The Cowboys can clinch with a win, or if they don't beat the Jaguars, they can still clinch, but a number of scenarios have to happen with some ties and some losses and some other things that go on. It's very convoluted. If you're interested in finding those scenarios, I wrote a piece for CowboysSI.com earlier today. Go check that out over there at CowboysSI.com. Something somewhat interesting came out pretty recently with Jerry Jones and the NFL schedule. So we know that after years of speculation and reporting on it, discussion, the NFL finally moved to a 17-game schedule from the 16-game schedule that had been effect, I believe, since the 77 or 78 season. Can't remember. Before that, of course, it was a 14-game season. And here we are now, less than 2 calendar years into that 17-game schedule. And Jerry Jones says it's time to add another game. He was on 105.3 The Fan recently on the KNC Masterpiece Show. He said, quote, "One more I see, and I'm a big proponent of it. I think that's the right level that allows us to go into the early games of the season. It allows us to have those games. You will get better if you play those games because you will play less preseason games. You know, at one time they played 6 preseason games in the NFL for you history buffs, but I still like to play 2 or 3 preseason games and 18 regular season games, and I have been a big proponent of that." So what he's saying, end quote, by the way. So what he's saying is that, you know, and this is kind of what they did with a 17-game season. They eliminated one of the preseason games and just added it to the regular season schedule. If they add an 18th game to the calendar, he still wants there to be 2 or 3 preseason games. So talking about either just adding a completely extra game for the 18th one and taking another preseason game away for now 2 preseason games, which I think is enough. I think 2 preseason games after your long offseason training camp and mini camps and all of that, I think that should be plenty. But Jerry Jones is saying, yeah, let's keep the 3-game, or let's move it to 2-game preseason, and let's add an 18th game. So, of course, the formula for this is very, very simple, right? It comes down to money. If you have an extra game, you've got more commercial time for the television networks. You've got a whole extra game to broadcast across the schedule for every team by the TV network. So now the NFL can charge more for their TV deal, which means more money for the network, for the league, which means more money for the teams, which then in turn means more money for the players, right? Because now you got an extra game that you're going to be playing and being paid for. So it all trickles down, and I can't imagine there's not a number of NFL owners, current NFL owners, that would agree with Jerry about the 18th game. And you know, with all of the money that would be coming into the league, the extra money to the stadiums, to the teams, to the league, I can't imagine that the players would not eventually be on board with it as well. So it's more money in their pocketbooks, you know, at the same time. So what are your thoughts about an 18-game regular season? Again, we're only not even 2 years into the 17-game season, and we're already talking about adding an 18th. But I'd love to hear what you think about it. Leave me a comment here in the comment section on the YouTube video, or find me on Twitter at IndyCarTim. The show is at Cowboys Daily Pod. Would love to see you anywhere across any of those wonderful social media platforms. I'm also on Facebook and all that good stuff. We'll do another one tomorrow on Friday here from DSP Media. And until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.